Welcome to the Two Shop Talk, and today a little update episode about Mr. Carlos, and he have few things. He have few things to mention. Those things are kind of starts with positive, gets into negative. So what happened to you lately, sir?
So the second lockdown started in my country, and we stopped working in our shops. Day after day, I was just chilling, working out, going meeting my close friends, and then one day I realized I'm getting sick, and I tested myself and I, and I got positive. So COVID got me. COVID got me badly, and I was sick for 2 weeks. And just 2 days ago, I got better.
So how did you feel? How bad was it? And tell us a bit about how it goes, because there's there's starting from no symptoms to crazy stories. So how bad was it, or is it for you?
In all 14 days, it was bad. Only first 2-3 days, I didn't had like fever or anything like that. I just felt my bones were feeling really weird, and of course I couldn't feel smell like everyone is talking about. I usually don't put my nose in any weird place to just smell it, but after I lost my smell, I was just experimenting with my nose, just going deeply with it. Just to figure out if I have completely zero smell.
I've seen people eating onions just to test how bad it is. We talked in my family about this loss of smell and COVID testing, and our son farts and shit so bad that that's a COVID test. That's like legit. If you can't smell that, then you're in trouble. So you recovered now, yeah? It's negative. Good news.
I tested again yesterday, and this morning I got my test was negative, so I'm back to the track. But I've been isolated for 14 days. I was completely without anybody for 14 days, going crazy, man. Like that, I think that's the hardest part of all this COVID.
Yeah, I
just
was about
to be
to
fucking
ask,
alone.
What was worse? Like, was it the being isolated, or was it the actual like symptoms? But as you said, you're a healthy individual. Your symptoms are not too bad, at least hopefully so far.
It was bad, but I started feeling bad a couple of days ago. My lungs feels weird and I'm coughing a lot, but my doctor said it's from the damage, you got it. So it's gonna take maybe 2 months, maybe 1 month to get better. But in all, I feel actually pretty good, so I got lucky with it.
So how do you feel about the fact that while you are isolated and you have COVID, and it seems pretty much real because you're experiencing it, and meanwhile this weekend in the country there was some weird protests where people are like, no vaccines, COVID is fake, no one will tell me what to do.
Insane.
No masks and all that stuff.
Yeah, I was talking with my family about this one. I mean, once you are away from it, once you don't know about it, once you haven't catched it, you don't know what you're talking about, But from the moment you catch that shit, you realize that it's no joke.
Even Trump changed his mind, so.
Even his hair color changed after all that shit. Yeah, so yeah, man, a lot of people go to the streets and scream and say that all this is fake and bullshit.
Conspiracy and all the good stuff.
Yeah, I think it's they are bullshit,
I met once a girl who said, I don't believe in AIDS and HIV because I don't know anyone who has it. I was like, don't you think people don't advertise it?
Crazy, man. Yeah, it's a weird times. There have been so much lies on TV that now when it's for real, no one wants to believe it.
I think it's also, the magic of Facebook, where you can find stupid stuff and other stupid people find other stupid people. Anyway.
You just like to live in a fairy tale.
Yeah, we can talk about it forever, but let's talk about more practical stuff, because there's lockdowns and you were also isolated. So, what did you do? Because you've been productive on global network, so what did you do?
Yeah, I've been locked down for 14 days, and from the first day I realized, man, I have to do something about it. I'm used to just do things. My work, I'm always busy with something, and I just woke up every morning like I'm waking up at work. I was planning out my days, studying, filming, video editing, Photoshop editing, and all these things. I was going crazy about it. 14 hours a day, my eyes were red, man. I slept like only fucking a bit,
So
and I think
yeah, so tell me more about the video side. Let's plug your channel, because you've been you have that channel for some time, but now you have a plan and you have a sort of direction now, because I guess travel videos is not an option for near future.
No, I wanted this for some time already, and my YouTube is since 5 years ago I started it, but basically that idea was just for fun. Now that you started it and Tattoo Shop was running, and then I kind of got inspired by that. Plus I think YouTube is a great place to advertise your work and show people all around the world what is what. So I'm planning to sell my prints and other stuff, for my webpage or whatever, So I decided this is the right time to just start this all stuff. So I was in the first day, I just opened YouTube and I was studying from there.
Yeah, it's also kind of nice platform, because it's not like you just snap a picture and like, oh, there's my ass, or like, look, I made a joke, or like, oh, look at, like on a Facebook, you're just sharing other people's stuff. You're like, oh, I found news, I found funny video, look, it's a cat, On YouTube, at least you have to do something, like you have to actually get involved. You have to at least film it and upload it.
Man, it's a lot of work, dude. Like I just realized that now, for real, if you wanna do everything properly, how it should be, it's just fucking crazy, man. I don't know how I'm gonna be able to manage this when the shops are open again, but I hope I will learn some shortcuts and I will be able to do all that stuff.
You'll find the balance. Just don't make kids.
Yeah, well, not yet, man.
Yeah, and other things you mentioned, Photoshop and painting and all that. So you've been into other stuff, like you made some logos or T-shirts or something.
Yeah, I started doing digital art. I mean, it's still on a basic level, but 1,000 times better what I was before.
Your basic level is at many's no level, So people need also basic level.
Yeah, for sure, man. I don't have many cool tools for digital art. Again, like the YouTube channel, I'm just starting from the scratch, and when I will learn all these things, I will just buy more equipment if I feel like it. I actually feel like it. But I was feeling I have not used my skills enoughly, and digital art is necessary for t-shirt designs, for posters, for whatnot.
So
this modern age.
It's also a good time then, I think, for others who's locked down, they can at least learn Photoshop basics, because there's always that one guy in the shop who's like, how do you flip an image?
For sure, man. I mean, I was always annoyed by myself when I was in the shop and always going ask other tattooers, hey man, how the fuck you do this and do that on a Photoshop? I hated it, man. But I mean, I hated in general all the technology stuff, so I thought I don't need it. But once in a while I have to use it anyways. I realized this is perfect time. Plus I had a feeling that I actually want to learn. Suddenly from space, the energy came and told me, fuck man, do something about it. You're getting older and you have to learn Photoshop,
Plus,
so,
you don't have excuse that next day because I'm too busy working.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, and it's not a bad excuse,
but you have to have this feeling that you want to learn, otherwise.
So where did it came from?
I think all this lockdown together. First of all, I've been hating my skill level for some time just because I had some projects to do a t-shirt design and I couldn't do what I wanted on the paper. So I was just painting it and trying better, and I spend lots of hours just to do something and it didn't work in the end. And now on a Photoshop I take these shortcuts and do flat color. Everything looks smoother for digital art, for t-shirts, for it's much better, man. Of course, paper art is something that I will never stop doing it. It's just more fun than sitting front of the screen, you know. For my future plans, this is perfect. I think everyone should go and do this if they haven't yet.
I had a breakdown and I was like, fuck, I need to learn something. And then I was trying to draw dragons, and then I watched some tutorials, had some references, and then one I tried to kind of sketch out without looking, without any reference, without anything, just from memory. And it's there. It's not like Dragon of Dragons, like, you know, it's a bit a dog, a bit of a dog, a bit of a snake, but it looked like one. And also on the paper I was like, dude, I haven't touched this shit forever, so I just tried to sketch out some snake from what I know. I mean, it looked like a snake, and I'm not proud of the final result, but I'm proud that I did it. It wasn't of a lockdown, but it was because it's just, you know, you have a quiet day and then you like, all this crazy stuff is happening, and I'm just doing same old Pinterest, you know.
I mean, every day counts, you know. You don't have to spend all your year just learning. Just every time you have a feeling. I studied Photoshop for 2 weeks now, and it's not that many days, you know, but actually you can learn so much from YouTube about Photoshop in that short period of time, and also about drawing and all the other stuff. For example, you are bad at drawing hands or eyes or whatever, then take that week and repeat yourself and draw, and I guarantee you will be better even if you don't see it.
I found the channel where dude is like Broken Puppet or something. He was drawing dragons because I couldn't figure out like where the legs attached to a dragon. And I was like, what's going on? And then he had like a bunch of tutorials and also on how to draw those claws and all that. And I watched those and I was like, oh, this makes sense. And it's just, I had that feeling at that point. It's like, now I should do it now, and if I don't do it now, then I can't complain even to myself.
How is your situation?
Now we're working. Like we had the restrictions last week. It was funny because I haven't posted that episode, but we laughed about it. Like, oh, that lockdown was whatever, and masks and all that, and now we all wearing masks, and we're happy to wear them because we don't want another lockdown. And they closed the big businesses like restaurants, cinemas. I applied on Black Friday. I applied for a climbing type of a sport. I was like, oh, it's been 6 years since I've been doing something active. Went there 3 times and fucking lockdown. I even bought those specific shoes because I was like, I will buy shit for that sport, so I feel guilty not going there. And
yeah, good one. Yeah, that's how you do it.
And yeah, but so far it's okay. But every time I hear words press conference, I'm like, oh my god, please don't kill us, you know. But
yeah,
like
man.
I said, they were like supportive financially. But the downside was that the stress, because you don't know, like, will it apply to me? How much you will get and all that. At the end, it was fine. And also they can ask something back in theory. It wouldn't make sense, but they can't. It's the update episode, so. I would say first thing everyone should definitely do is subscribe to Carlos's channel, because it's gonna be action, and there will be, it's more painting time-lapse, tutorial, what tools you use and that kind of stuff orientated. Rest of the stuff is kind of like, you know, keep your shit together and please don't die, you know, like, I mean, like for real, please don't do that. You know, there's all sorts of...
Yeah, mentally it's tough, man. Yeah, it's definitely not easy mentally, physically. If you sit home for 14 days doing nothing, not moving much, that's fucking bad for your body in all ways, man.
Yeah, 2 days I'm chilling. 4 days it's like, let me out.
I can give a little input. I don't know how it's about other countries, but in Latvia, for tattooers now, we got some help from the government. It's not a big amount of money that we get paid from the government, but we get paid a little bit, and I mean, it helps a lot.
At least to cover the bills or something.
Yeah. I would love to know what's going on with other countries, you know, how they survive. For example, in England, how they survive 6-7 months without working.
Yeah, they had also those business supports. Also, like, the problem is that who's registered and how. And you know, like if you've been pocketing all the money and not being that much official, then state could be like, oh, so you cost us money. I mean, if you saved up enough that way, then okay, but
Talking shop talk. God damn it.